talk about a rough start to the month of October. Yes, the Major League Baseball playoffs are officially here, and yes, the fourth quarter of the economic calendar has arrived, but that also means that the holiday season is swiftly approaching, and there's a big problem on the horizon. And that problem is U.S. dock workers from Maine all the way down to Texas. They're going on strike in a move that could literally affect and hurt the U.S. economy in the near term. Now, it might sound dire using those words, but this is a big situation that does need to be resolved very soon. Dock workers at dozens of ports stretching across the east and Gulf coasts of the United States are walking the picket line after midnight on Tuesday after launching a massive strike that threatens to reignite inflation and spark product shortages at the start of the holiday season. And product shortages during the holidays, you think inflation is rough right now. That is an equation for disaster. The work stoppage going into effect 12:01 a.m. this Tuesday after the International Longshoremen's Association, the ILA, which represents about 45,000 workers, and the alliance representing ports failed to renew a collective bargaining agreement that just expired. And this is huge, as for the first time since 1977, 36 ports stretching from strategic seaboard locations as far north as Maine and as far south as Texas, all of which handle an aggregate $3 trillion in the country's annual international trade, is currently idle due to this work stoppage. So you might be wondering, what is this dispute all about? That's what everybody wants to know. The labor dispute sees longshoremen represented by the ILA demanding higher wages and protections against automation of their jobs. And the U.S. Maritime Alliance, USMX, the umbrella group representing the managers of these ports, seeking to avert a strike at the last minute late Monday night, offering a 50% wage hike over 6 years. But according to a report from CNBC, the ILA rejecting the offer, and the union appears to have dug even further on its demands. In a recent video, ILA President Harold Daggett telling rank-and-file members who voted unanimously to authorize a strike, in quotes, "We will crush them," while addressing union workers at Maher terminals in Elizabeth, New Jersey earlier this morning in a video that was posted on Instagram. Now, the timing of the strike really does work in the favor of the union. The labor dispute puts a pause on billions of dollars worth of daily trade and threatens to cause significant damage to an economy that is already feeling the pains of stubbornly persistent inflation. And then there's the timing. It also comes at a critical time when authorities are in need of supplies and goods to deliver in hopes of helping parts of the southeast United States to recover from the devastating effects of Hurricane Helene. Ports throughout the southeast and the Gulf lost power while congestion piled up as a result of this massive storm. And those products are just sitting there. And retailers like Walmart, IKEA, Home Depot, just to name a few, that rely on imported goods, have the most exposure to the damage that would ensue if the strike continues. And this strike also comes just weeks before the U.S. presidential election and could become a factor if there are shortages. So just how long will this continue? The big question, well, before Monday, it had been weeks since both sides sat down to talk about a new contract. Several major ports, including Boston, New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Houston, Miami, they began to wind down operations in advance of this work stoppage, and the option of rerouting cargo to West Coast ports not going to happen, as capacity limits are in play after the dock workers union representing workers out west secured a new labor contract recently. So they're not even part of this strike. So yes, the dock workers strike from the East Coast and the Gulf, it's on. Consumers shouldn't see an immediate impact from the strike because hopefully most retailers stocked up on goods, moving ahead of shipments of holiday gift items, but the strike will likely have an almost immediate impact on supplies of perishable imports like fruits and meats, for example. In fact, according to the American Farm Bureau Federation, the ports affected by the strike handle 3.8 million metric tons of just bananas each year. That's 75% of the U.S. supply of bananas. So yeah, keep an eye on those banana prices. They were pretty cheap last week when I went to Costco in Brooklyn. Right now, I don't know about the price, but here's the real question. What do you guys all think about this port strike and shutdown? How long will it continue? How long can it continue? Will the labor union win, or will management pull this one off? And automation. Should the union workers really be fighting this? Or is this just the beginning of more fights of man versus the machine? Can they eventually coexist? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's talk about it.